because I'm going to get accused of being a racist, white paternalist.
A reverse racist or something. I don't know
But
what.
I just don't believe in segregation.
Oh my
But
God.
we've got the new segregation. This story comes from Cambridge today. Cambridge residents flock to free swimming lessons geared to racialized families. Why
Yeah.
can't there just be free swimming lessons? Why do we have to have segregated swimming pools? This seems like a bad look. This is Jim Crow stuff, but
Hmm.
in reverse, and everyone's like, no, it's fine. Like, no, this is really icky. Anyway,
Well, and I would be okay if it was based on low income. Why can't we just say
yes.
kids that can't afford to swim, no matter their race, get to have free lessons? And it says that, people are flocking, and that the sad truth is that racialized Canadians make up a disproportionate number of the nearly 400 people who drown. Okay, I will say the stereotype that Black people can't swim is a real thing. Okay, is a real thing.
Hey,
In my
isn't
family tree, like there's a lot of us who can't swim. Okay, but it should be any kid that can't swim then. If you want to say like there's a
right?
safety issue, fine. Then say any kid that can't swim, we're going to offer you free lessons. Why is it a racist policy? They only want to save the lives of people who are not white, kids who are not white. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
bad.
like why can't black and white kids swim together in the same swimming pool? This feels like the Jim Crow South. Like it just feels so yucky, and they're doing it in the name of inclusion.
It's
I feel
so
like
bad. I
swimming
mean,
is a safety issue for everybody.
that's what Martin Luther dreamed of. He'd be rolling in his grave, probably is rolling in his grave. Now they call that color blindness. If you don't see the differences in people, then you're actually racist because you're being colorblind. Like it's just, oh, it's so,
I
this
thought that
stuff
was the
makes me.
point. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Drea. Help me.
I'll give you another example of this, just real quick. It's local to where I am. We have Science World out here, and it's a great place to take your kids. It is super expensive. It's like close to $40, $35 per kid. Of course, if you have three kids, that's insane for a lot of people. And if you identify as Indigenous, you get in not just for free, you also get, each kid also gets a free support person. So what message does that send to Indigenous kids that like no matter how smart you are or whatever, you need a support person? Like
Yeah.
like it's just stuff.
Again, feels yucky.
Yeah.
Like it just I think the program should match the need of the individual, not the skin
Yeah,
tone of the individual.
absolutely. If we're tackling people growing up with disadvantages, then income is a great way to do that.
Right, right. This next story, I talked about it in the morning meeting because I saw the posters and I was like, really? Um, and the reason we're going to go to this website, although I see like Disclose TV is on X has posted this, but this has the English or the German to English translation, so you can actually see what's being said in these posters. A public awareness campaign in Germany has sparked controversy over its portrayal of victims and offenders of harassment in public
Ugh.
swimming pools. The campaign, picturing ethnic Germans as harassers of immigrants, ignored the fact that nationwide the Federal Criminal Police Office registered 423 sexual assaults in swimming pools in 2024. Almost 65% of the perpetrators were non-German, while many of the rest also had a migrant background. So let's look at these. These are here's the posters. So we have an overweight, ethnically German woman. They've really checked a lot of identity boxes here. Groping a man of color who is also an amputee. I mean, that's a lot of woke to cram into one thing. And then the next one, we have an ethnically German guy harassing what looks like a woman in the change room. And the first one says, "Stop, no groping." The picture under, or the turtle underneath says, "No one is allowed to touch you without your consent. If you feel uncomfortable, you have the right to get help. Say my name, Tiki." And then another one shows the other one is apparently to show a North African girl being confronted by a blonde, light-skinned man in a pool changing room. And it says, take consideration if you are in the changing room.
It is
So,
so sickening, especially since, like you said, there are actual abuses happening, um, and they're deflecting from that. I just shared Ezra, our dear chief and commander's tweet about this. He says, this is called DARVO, deny, accuse, switch, victim, and offender. It's a kind of psychological manipulation, a kind of gaslighting common in sex crimes. Except normally it's the sexual predator who does it, not the government on their
right,
behalf. Like,
right.
well said. Like, and that's exactly what it like the time it took. And I'd like to know how much money they paid whoever did these graphics as well, these
I just
illustrations.
thought the amputee was a nice touch.
They always
Like,
do that. Have you noticed they always throw an amputee in? Like I know when I
yeah,
cover like all the Soji stuff too, like that they're trying to push on the kids, so all the weird gender ideology stuff, it's always like a random amputee is just there. Like it's like stop dragging everybody into your madness, you know?
yeah, yeah. We just got another super chat on the $10 bill. If you want to read that, and I will dig up her name because it's a
Sure.
funny little
Thank you
story.
very
Viola
much.
Desmond, who it is.
Yes, Viola, that's a $10 bill, I thought,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the $10 bill. So Ryerson Gary gives us $5 and says the lady on the $10 bill made her mark by going to a locally segregated theater. She got fined, and after paying the fine, she disappeared into the good old US of A. Yeah, it's Viola Desmond, and that says something about the United States. But I'm reliably informed by the local swimming pool in Cambridge that segregation is back and it's good.
Yes, I know. I think again, it's the erasing of history and the cherry picking it. And I mean, if you look back at all of our histories 100 years ago, like there's just weird things that were happening. Everybody knows this, but
Yeah.
we just pretend not. So,
Yeah. What did they say? People who forget history are doomed to repeat it. And I
hmm
believe that's exactly what's happening right now. We're
yeah,
like, we forget that things were segregated and segregation was bad, so we don't talk about that. And then so now we have segregation again, and now they're telling us it's good. It's gaslighting of the highest order.
yeah.
Um, I want to tell everybody about our Rebel News birthday party before we hit the ad break. So, Thursday, September 18th at 6 p.m. It's at the Carriage House Hotel and Conference Center in Calgary, Alberta. We've got live music, we've got cocktails, hors
So,
d'oeuvres, a meet and greet, and photos with your favorite rebels. We actually had our 10th birthday back in February, but we were in the throes of prorogation, the Liberal leadership campaign, and what we knew to be an impending election campaign. So it was very busy. We had to work. We put our party aside. And now, I mean, and we were planning it. We kept having to move it because of work. And now we've just decided there's always going to be work. We have to pull the chute on this thing. So it's September 18th in Calgary. Please join us to celebrate all of the hard work that our Rebel employees have done, bringing you the truth, bringing you the other
yeah.
side of the story, advocating for the little guy. And standing up for freedom. And we just want you to join us because you have been part of this journey with us as well.